Alright guys, how's it going today? So I'll give you hopefully an update. I've made like, I don't know, 20 videos since the last video I ever uploaded on YouTube, and I just keep deleting them because either they're too long or I just don't feel like editing them. So a lot of things have been going on. Of course you can hear it's super windy. The sun's out and it's supposed to get up to 72 today, but hasn't done that as of yet. Pretty close though. Yeah. So the young guy came and got all his hay. He gave us one bale. That one bale he didn't want to truck because it was too tore up. So that's all right with us. Our cows will eat them anyway. We don't really care how they look as long as they're bales. So we're not super picky. Just as long as they're not moldy and rotten, you know. I mean, I don't care if they're beat up. Just as long as they're not moldy and rotten, right? So, yeah. So it's whatever it is today, in October, and full sun for the most part, and 70 degrees. And I'm just taking a look at the river. The river's down fairly low. Not as low as it was that other year, but she's probably a little bit below normal. We haven't had a hell of a lot of rain the last few weeks. We had a shot of rain the other day, which was kind of nice. I see lots of junk laying along the bank again. No dead bodies, which is a good thing, as far as I know. There's no good way of getting down here. I think the only way I'd probably climb this bank, which even it looks iffy, I think is if I was tied off to Big Red. Like I had a rope or something tied to me and then one tied to Big Red. That way if I did slip, well then I can't go very far because Big Red will hold my fat ass, no problem. So that's the only way I'd probably climb down there if I was tied off to something. But compared to over by the bridge there, that was a really soft angle, so there was no trouble walking there. But this is such a steep angle here, so. But yeah, so the young guy stopped by and got all his hay. We just have to wait for him now to come and get the bulls, and then most likely my cow. He looked at her the last time he was here. Excuse me. Last time he was here, he looked at her and he thinks the reasons why she's not getting pregnant is because she's overweight. She's too fat. So, because she missed last year for whatever reason, that could have been because of the bull, or because she wasn't in heat, at the time when the bull was here. So, she got fatter and fatter and fatter until, the bull was here last. Because everybody else calved. My uncle's done. All his cows calved. Except mine. So there's a pretty good chance I'll be shipping her off. Unfortunately, that will leave me with 0 cows. I have to start all over again. But I just have too many things on the go right now to justify investing in another cow. I got to get stuff done here. I got to finish the blazer. I got a couple more things I got to do to that. And then that thing should be ready to go. And then I got to start saving up money to get Big Red repaired. He's another priority I got to get done. I got little things I got to do in the house. It's going to sound stupid, but I got a remote for my surround sound system that took a shit. My uncle tried to fix it. He says, I got it to go a little bit, but it's pretty much wore out. So I found another original one to the type of surround sound that I have. I can get them on Amazon. I can't find them on eBay, but I can get them on Amazon for frickin' $45. And the remote's only like this frickin' tall by this wide. It's a very small remote, but they want $45 for it. It's kind of a rip-off, but I need it, so it should work to my unit. And then yeah, there's lots of little things I got to get freaking done. So I'm not gonna have time to invest my money into another cow. So because the Blazer's gonna take a lot of money, Big Red's gonna take a lot of money. And I need Big Red ready to go for next year. Even though he's been running fine this year, but you know, I mean, I got those ball joints out, and then I got the no charging issue. But I'm sick and tired of having to baby this thing, and I'm pretty much limited to what I can do. Like, you know, I can run him maybe for an hour or two straight, and then after that, then the battery's, you know, about half drained, and I don't know when it's gonna go out, the battery, you know, when it's gonna get real low, because obviously I don't really have anything hooked up to the battery to give me a live reading. So I think there are things you can buy, like my uncle has one, you can stick them into the cigarette lighter, and that'll give you a live reading. But I never bought one. My uncle did though, because he wanted one, but I never bought one. But I think they're less than $20, so they're not, depending on what you know, how fancy you want to go with them. But I'm not going to really invest my money into that, because this season's done. I mean, this year's done with now. The young guy already got all his fucking hay. I don't have to be helping him with anything. I don't have to be running Big Red that much now. If anything, I'm actually more or less on the mower now. I'm topping leaves, and I'm probably going to be done next week sometime. I don't know. Those last two trees of mine are finally dumping their leaves. I shredded leaves last night. Didn't get done till about 7:30 because I got a late start. Mostly because I had so many leaves on the ground because it had rained the day before and it was windy, so it knocked a lot of them off. And then I checked this morning, and there's another freaking layer laying on the ground. Like, there's enough there to shred, you know. So, but it's too windy now. It's unfortunately just too windy to want to do anything. So, kind of just how it is. So, but what are you gonna do? Kind of just how it is. So, but I want to be done. I want to be done chopping leaves because I want to move on to getting the blower hooked up to the John Deere. I haven't done that yet because obviously I'm still chopping leaves. So I don't know when I'll get done. Well, I'll get done when the trees say, hey, I'm done taking a shit. So I'm hoping here in the next week I'll be done. But I can't hold my breath to that because having a good windy day will knock them down, and that's what we're getting right now. So it's nice. It'll kind of speed up chopping, and it actually looks like I might actually get to actually chop all my leaves this year, because I never got to the last couple of years because they were threatening snow, and I had to dump the mower and put the blower on because they were already threatening snow. And they're talking actually maybe some storms tonight. Nothing crazy, but it's more or less going to be all down south where the worst of it's going to be at. But we're in a chance where we could get a little something. Not that we really need it because we had a shower the other day, so it made things. It got things kind of damp, which is fine, but I don't know. So we kind of needed it too because we were kind of on the dry side, but whatever. I'm not gonna care too much, I guess. But right now, chopping leaves is priority. I want to get it done and over with you know, it gets getting colder. It's supposed to start cooling off. Today was only supposed to get like 72, which I don't think it's going to get there because it's already so late in the day that I don't think it's going to happen. So, but kind of just is what it is. So, yeah, you probably hear the wind. It seems to be changing directions all the freaking time. So, yeah, I got the building cleaned up finally. So the building is no more. There is a couple of beams, I think, still in the ground. But the only way you're going to get them out is by digging them out with the tractor. And getting my uncle to do any of that is going to be hopeless. So pretty much just got to let them go, I guess. Just let them rot down on their own. And then I guess if my buildings happen to cave in, well then, whatever. So, but yeah, so that project's done. Officially, I think. And then from there, I guess just whatever, but yeah. So what else is going on? Trying to think here. We had a trespasser, but not a trespasser like you would think. This is a illegal, or an alien as I call them. Somebody that was crossing the border to get into the US. So, yeah. How I caught that is, well, I got gaming cameras down here, you know, or trail cameras, whatever. They're all over the fucking place. So, reported that to the cops, and then from the cops, the Border Patrol took over, and then, yeah, they wanted, like I said, I had it on video, so I sent the video to them, you know, through a text or whatever, through their phone. And they're going to put them on file, I guess. So, I guess whatever they do with it in the future, I don't know. But I think it's just so more or less if they see him again, well then they'll know who he is right out of the gate. So, but yeah, so I just got done putting up another trail camera. Because the one that I have currently, it was to replace another one that I had that blew up. Well, then the one that he sent me the first time was also defective. It still works, but it's an iffy thing. So he sent me out another one, and I just put that one up just a little while ago. That one's going to be out in a little more, unfortunately, out in the open, but whatever. People see it, and they won't bother, but I don't know, but like I said, I got them all over the place. But that's kind of just more or less, I guess, I kind of want to know, you know, like how many, it makes me wonder on how many aliens have crossed my land just this year alone. Because he was walking through the center of my woods, and I didn't have a camera there for at least for 2 or 3 years. Because the one that I had before that also quit. I have a lot of cameras that like to quit on me because they're cheap. Because I always buy cheap ones. I don't buy $200 ones. But can't really justify buying expensive ones too if they should get destroyed for some stupid reason. So, but the ones that I have now, they're only like $50, and they actually do pretty well. Except the one that I have. That's defective. But I got a new one. That was actually to replace the one that was defective, but I have that set up to how I want it, so I'm just going to leave it and just hope that it, you know, if something goes wrong, well, then it catches it. But if not, well, it's out of my hands. But so, but Whatever. It is what it is, though. So, but you could tell he was walking through my woods because he had all the sticky things on him from the weeds that grow in our woods. So, but if I remember, I'll maybe post a picture here or something of him, just maybe of his face or something, so you guys kind of know what he looks like. But I don't know, because all my other cameras are kind of like facing out into the big hay fields, more or less. So all I had left to cover was actually the woods, and I have one camera up now that's what caught, the trespasser or the alien. But I put up another one because I want to know where where he's going when he comes out of my woods. Because there's only really so far you can go. Because depending on where you come out, but if you take my trail, which I have no clue if that's what he did or not, he could follow my trail. And this is obviously, people know where my trails are at because they're the most wore down areas. So the question is, when he came out of my woods, did he follow my trail? And where did he go from there? So, but I want to know where he's going when he just comes out of the woods. When he goes past here, there's nothing I can do about it. I don't have a camera over here yet, and I don't even know where to put cameras because you're kind of limited. Trees are kind of stupid here because there's too many, too close together. There's too much grass, so the grass would probably always be tripping my cameras off. So I'm kind of limited. I need to, I guess, maybe clean out a spot for a certain, for a camera, and then be good. But it's kind of an interesting thing, I guess. But with time, I'm going to get more cameras and put them up and kind of just put them in other areas I don't have covered yet. Like I said, all the other cameras were just for when I had all that trespassing going on, over the years. Never mind, aliens, that was more or less trespassers, but that's slowed down a little bit. I had a couple this year, but I think they were riding together. One was on a quad, much smaller than mine, and then on the other guy, I think, was on a three-wheeler, because I only seen 3 tracks. So, but that was the only trespassers I had all year. There shouldn't be any, but it's better than previous years. So, but yeah, I put up another camera. That's just more or less to see, if they're coming out over here. Not that I'll probably catch any more this year. It might be just once in a blue moon that happens, or this might have been the first time in years. I don't know, because I haven't had cameras, in my woods. So since now I caught one, and it just happened to just be perfect timing, because he was coming out of the woods there and he just happened to walk right in front of my camera and then not even, and you could tell he was nervous because he was always looking over his shoulder all the time, so you knew that he was an alien. So he just happened to walk right in front of my camera and not even see it. So, but that's all right. But yeah, like I said, most of the cameras were just mostly for when I had trespassing going on. But that, like I said, that's slowed down. But I'm still going to put them up because, one, my grandma likes to see the wildlife, and she can't be down here all the time to see that. So that's what's nice about those gaming cameras. That's what they are technically meant for, is watching deer and turkeys or whatever that you're hunting. But see, we don't hunt, but we use them mostly just to catch trespassers. But now, since I caught an alien on camera, now I kind of want to put up even more, because I just want to know is my land a hot spot or not? Like, do they really come through here that often, or is it just going to be maybe once in a blue moon? But I noticed today too that the Border Patrol is driving around like crazy, so they're looking for somebody again. So, but yeah, the question is though, is where he went after that. Did he come down here? Because this isn't going to go anywhere. This is just a dead end, you know. So, but my theory is that when he came through the border illegally, my theory is that he probably followed the bank. And I don't know what the bank is like up there by the border, but over here it's sketchy as balls. Now, he could have been right here and just walked right through. I don't know. So, but when he came in through the border, my gut is telling me that he was down here in the bank. But that's a hell of a sketchy area to be, but they're willing to risk their lives to get to whatever freedom there is here in America. So, was he walking down here in the, you know, through the border? Because I highly doubt they got sensors down here. They should, but I doubt it. So, but yeah, it's definitely a interesting thing, you know. But I don't see any footprints down here, so my gut's telling me that he never went down here when he was trying to get out. My gut is telling me that he followed the woods. So there's a good couple chunks of concrete there. Never gonna get to him though. But that's like a PVC pipe of some kind. So my gut is telling me that maybe he did come down here to look, but he could have went out there, because I mean I do see some grass knocked down, but that could be from the weather or it could be from the animals, because I see it right here too. It's the same thing. So my theory is he probably followed the trail once he got out of the woods. Fucking wind is just going to be as crazy as ever now. So, but yeah, he could have been in these woods too. He could have walked, because there is a trail here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a trail right here, and then it's right here again. But that's telling me deer. That's telling me that the deer have been walking through here. That's not some people. So, because that's off of War Down. So my gut is telling me he probably wanted to stay hidden, so he did the best that he could. My theory is that when he came out of the woods, he came along these woods, looked down here to see if he could get out anywhere. And again, if I don't know, I mean, if he did, I don't know. But he could have followed and either went down there, which is a disaster fuck down in there, or he followed those woods and went to where the old bridge used to be at, and then he just disappeared from there. So exactly where he went, I don't know. I don't have cameras covering every square inch of this land, but I want to now to see, you know, just to see where they're going. And yeah, so, but yeah, that's kind of what's been going on here. That was back on, when that alien come through, that was back on the 15th of October. So I didn't even notice it for quite a few days, because obviously I don't check my cameras every day. It's only going to be once in a while. So yeah, so I mean, he was long gone when I checked the camera. Of course, now my family is all freaking out. They're like, "Oh, you shouldn't be going down here, especially when the Border Patrol's, whizzing around town." Like, well, I'm not going to abandon my land just because you got some cocksucker that's going to walk through your woods. Now he could have a gun, he could have a knife. But I got Big Red, so if he tries to Like if I'm standing here and he comes popping out of those woods and he comes running after me and I see a knife, well, yeah, I could hop on Big Red and take off. But I already see him as a threat, you know, so I could just run his ass over and be done with it and I don't have to worry about it, you know, because I mean, if you're gonna pull a fucking knife out at me and you're way down there and I'm way over here, it's kind of a dick move to make. But a lot of the times they're not always violent. They usually just more or less want help, or they want to know where the hell to go. Well, if you don't have a map, then you shouldn't be, you know, crossing the border illegally. Well, this guy had a phone. You could see the phone in his pocket. You know, and I'm like, well, why aren't you using Google Maps then or something, you know? He probably was, but see, the thing is, they don't want to be on a highway. They want to be in the woods where they can't be seen. And that's going to get harder now, considering that there's no leaves on the trees. So now people can really see in here. So, which is good for, you know, trespassers and, you know, and aliens, but, you know, privacy-wise, it's not good. But why do you don't need privacy down here? So, but it's still private property. But you know, it's nothing you can really do about it. So, but yeah, the main question now is just to see if maybe I'll catch more. Probably won't. Like I said, I just got done putting up another camera, so I can see, you know, if they do come out of the woods there, where are they going? It'll give me a general idea where they're going. If he follows these woods, then he might come down here. If he follows the trail, he still may come down here, but he may go out too. So I'd have to have a camera somewhere over here now to see exactly where they're going. But see, but then I would have to clean out a spot too. And that's going to be so obvious to everybody, you know. You kind of have to have them somewhat hidden, but unfortunately the one that I have is not exactly hidden. But there's no good places to put any cameras, so. But I guess if you see them, well, then you know that you know, you're busted. So, but whatever. It's more or less just for aliens to see who's all coming through here, because that's kind of an interesting thing now to see, is who's all coming through my land just besides trespassers, you know. So, but yeah, like I said, I did call the cops just to let them know, even though it was long past due. But the border patrol still wanted to know, and they wanted the pictures in the video so they could, you know, put it all on file, so in case they should see him again, which I highly doubt, because he's already here in the U.S. now. So he's going to most likely get a home for free and food for free, and then we pay for it, and then everything goes up, right? So, because even though they're illegals, they get to live in America for free, even though they don't have a green card. So it's nice to know that's how our government works. But whatever, our government's so fucked to begin with. So, but anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. Just wanted to give you guys an update for what the hell's going on. And yeah, so that's what's been going on here the last, I guess, a week or so, or whatever, whenever the last time I posted a video. Yeah. So, other than that, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. I'm going to go and, I guess just, yeah, go back home for a while, I guess, and come back for a ride, I guess, later, I guess, and see what's going on. Maybe I'll run into somebody. I don't know. So, kind of just have to wait now for the young guy to show back up. I guess whenever he decides to come and get those bulls, that's when my cow's going to be leaving. So she's got until then to pop a calf out, but the young guy already thinks that she's not pregnant because she's long past due, and he can just kind of tell that she's more or less overweight than anything else. So it sucks, but that money's not going to be invested. It's not going to go back into investing in another cow. It's going to be invested somewhere else, because I got to get other projects on the go, and you know, I'm running out of time. So, but yeah, anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. So I guess I have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.